Dinky is not going to be happy. I miss that character. I liked it a lot. Oh, no.
Yeah, good. Remember,
I forgot.
You're clicking older, not newer, because
Yeah,
then it'll
sorry. I
take
always
you
forget. It's confusing sometimes.
because it's set up probably for the other way, and I'll wait till you all
Yeah.
get everybody's
Also,
on
I just
page.
gotta get closer
Every,
to my screen. I forgot that these are small text. The Valiod, somewhere between your 12 and 10 incarnations. Your worst, the worst. The eye of Apollo is watching my doctor, and the time has come for its awakening.
how? How did this even happen? It can't be possible. Can it? Is he from my future? No, I don't think so. He's something else.
I have a possible theory of what Hyde is. Remember the title the doctor had in the past? A certain title he was given by those who feared him. The title I'm referring to is Valiod. Could it be that once the doctor was infected by a discord curse, Hyde came to life as a form of personified version of it, the Valiod?
If Hyde could take on an identity separated from mine, I'd have no doubt he'd take on the title of the Valiant.
If this quote came from the Master's madness, one can only imagine what all that energy and wings will create. Someone, someone else asked, I have been waiting to see for quite some time. That's a lot of gold dust coming out of Ariana. What was it for?
Gold dust. If that came out of me, it could have been from my body, purging the sickness the only way it knew how, through regenerative energy. If all that regenerative energy were to come in contact with the right things, under the right conditions, then
Do you remember how your hand regenerated into a clone of you? Is it possible for your turn off wing to do something similar with all the chaos energy left in them?
damn it, a meta crisis, of course. It must have happened with Octavia.
What is a metacrisis?
A meta-crisis is when circumstances cause a Time Lord to hybridize with another species, which can happen in a number of ways. In this case, the regenerative energy got mixed in with my torn-off wings, and they must have found Octavia somehow to split the DNA between them. I'm surprised she was still alive after a meta-crisis. I wonder if pony magic enables them to hold together better. I don't imagine her being very stable, though. I shouldn't get involved with this. I can't get it. But someone should. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Master is the best bet. Besides, this is his mess. He should clean it up.
I will inform him the information. One moment, please.
So, can you tell me what he's been up to?
If it will keep you occupied. The Master has taken a great deal of time visiting other universes in his pursuit of knowledge. He remains as calm and positive as can be expected. In his mind, there must be a solution out there. Creation is infinite. Once he established this iteration of Torchwood, he began working in earnest to close off the universal portals and thus the leaks. He is staunching the wounds. The Master has also gone to the changelings during this time, and it will be to your great benefit if you were to brace yourself. That storm is not nearly over. And finally, he was killed by the Changeling Queen and has regenerated. The world is cruel, and he continues to bear the brunt of cruelty's punishment. Once again, he is sacrificed for you, and you got your wish. He lost his happy ending trying to secure yours.
And how is he now? I mean, is he still, on the more morally good side?
That is a strange way to ask if he is still doing what you would want him to do. But yes, he is still dedicated wholly to this universe and focuses on what is best.
What's he been up to? He ignored your advice regarding changelings and went and got himself killed.
So he's a new master now. Well, that will be interesting to see.
Is that all you have to say? After all he's done for you? This is all you can muster for him?
Look, it shocks me, but you can't blame me here. I did warn him not to go to the changelings. I don't have the capacity to care what he might be going through. The sooner he fixes this, the sooner I might.
The veil what?
It just says the sooner I might. It doesn't really. Oh, okay, Norin. Okay, next one.
Did I miss something?
No, it just kind of cuts off.
Oh, okay.
It seems the sooner I might, and then cuts off from there. He doesn't finish his sentence.
Yeah. No, that is the end of the
Well,
sentence.
he doesn't.
He's saying the sooner I might care.
Yeah, sooner I might
don't
care,
have the
but yeah, he
capacity
doesn't
to care
finish.
right now, but
Yeah,
maybe if he does, I might.
No, anyway, the veil what?
The Valiard, someone I encountered a long time ago in a past life. Someone who once was me, but lost his good morality and became obsessed with finding a way to separate himself from my lives as the Doctor and become his own being.
Well, looks like we found the unicorn killer.
Well, that's a detail I didn't know. So he's been collecting horns for power, no doubt.
The killer was Valiant the whole time. Who would have known? If only you had a bunch of disembodied voice harping on about the importance of the killer or something.
I'm sorry, but I literally had nothing connect the killer to me or my business.
The Valiard spared Twilight. I can safely say I didn't see that coming. Even the worst version of you still loved her.
That did surprise me, yes, but I don't think it's love for him. I think it's an obsession, as if she were a precious possession. If he spared her, that only might mean he'll try to take her as his own in the future.
It's always the ones close to the Doctor. It's always the ones he cares about. Is there any way to make it turn out differently than it always does?
If I stop caring.
I'm worried if the unicorn killer gets her hands on Niwet's horn, she is a time pony after all. So the horn of a time pony must be pretty powerful.
Now, see, if you had said this before, I would have just thought, what does a random killer know about the time vortex? But since it's him, he would know about it. He'd just need some way to access the vortex and summon something from it. I need to ask Dee to tell the Master about Minuet's horn. Maybe he can get it to it first. And he should.
Boop. Are you sure it's a good idea to talk about the master like that in front of Dee?
She's definitely not happy about it, but I don't really think I've seen her be about anything.
You sound more like him than he does.
This curse does come from being formulated by his madness. It would only make sense that I'd start sounding like him.
For someone who insists on calling himself the Doctor, you can be incredibly cruel.
I hate to burst your bubble, but it is actually pretty common for medical doctors to be horrible parents.
True. Let's face it, Doctor. I don't think either of us were really meant to have a happy ending. No, you could argue that they were never meant to have an ending at all. It was like you guys are just allowed to stop existing for some reason.
It does feel like we'll last forever, doesn't it? Nothing can keep us dead, even now when I have this desire for things to end. I still want to keep going, despite it.
What about Patience? Was she not meant to have a happy ending either? Does any talent deserve a happy ending? Or a means to an ending at all?
Patience should have had an ending free of me and the Master. We're poison.
Do you really think anyone is meant to have a happy ending? People weren't for what they can and are so deprived of happenstance. The best person can have the worst end and vice versa. It's what you do before the end that counts. After nothing matters anyway but memories.
Really, I don't think there's such a thing as a happy ending. Endings aren't happy. Endings are goodbyes.
I feel like the fact that the master is still trying to do good and be a better person shows that there are more to his change than just minuet.
I can believe he's changed for the better, but it feels too little too late at this point. Just look how much damage he's done.
Doc, it's not fair of us, of you to say the master has never known pain. And you know it. You knew pain before minuet. Don't forget, you once brought this man to his knees with a simple "I forgive you."
That was pain for his own sake. That was the only pain he knew how to feel. If it revolved around himself, he never felt pain from the genuine love and care of another.
If the master is incapable of experiencing genuine love and pain, does that mean that he's capable of genuine change as well? If everyone is so adamant that you can get better, then there's no reason why he can't as well.
He can change what he does, but he can't change what he did. The same goes for me.
So the master finally understands things like love, pain, and loss. Now what? You don't need to stop hating him or even believe he can change. But is there any harm in giving him a chance to try?
All I can do is leave everything in his hands. I have to try to believe against everything that he'll be the one saving the universe this time, not me.
Hey, a question we've been dying to ask. How's George doing?
I'm really sorry, George. Really sorry, George. I've been neglecting you, George. Things have been complicated, but that's no good excuse.
Amina said that she was the getaway that allows you to speak to you. She only yet will still speak to you, and some part of her still alive out there, making our communication possible. Is the signal dying, and that is why our questions have been lagging behind, showing us having no reaction to events until long after they've happened?
I think the questions have to be processed through Dai now before they get to me. They're more carefully screened that way, so there are less risks, but yes, that does cause some delay, unfortunately.
Why does putting her TARDIS in power save mode make her go back to that specific theme?
Because it's the default. She has all her memory storage, but she's using the bare minimum to function. So, no extra fancy rooms or spectacular desktop themes.
Say, I wonder if you could assist you with repairing your TARDIS, Doctor.
Yes, that's what she's been doing. She's been teaching me a few things I should have known about maintaining a TARDIS that I admittedly tried to learn by experience rather than study.
What's with the different outfit?
I just needed to cover up those ugly scars. I hate seeing them, and I don't want to draw attention to them.
What will we be doing now at the moment, Doc?
I'm trying not to go insane as I wait for progress to happen. Just occupying myself however I can. I get the occasional little update from Di, but not much, to avoid causing me too much stress.
Maybe eating a pear would cheer you up. We haven't seen you eat one in a long time.
This brings little comfort.
Well, you seem to have tons of time to spare. Maybe you should make a flow chart of events or something. Maybe you can't say the world, but maybe you can help someone else do it.
I really should go over everything that's happened, shouldn't I? Well, I'll get to work on that then. And plot summary.
If anybody's watching this, you can go on the thing and watch it yourself.
Derby, you have my sincerest condolences.
Thank you. I'm still trying to process that this even happened.
Derby, don't blame the doctor for not saving Warden. He didn't know him or Jack were there. He was just responding to Twilight's distress beacon. I'm sure he wouldn't have left them to die.
I know he, in his right mind, the doctor would have never abandoned them. But the way he is now, it's hard to say. I don't blame him, though. I blame the one with the knife. It was probably already too late for the doctor to help, even if he wanted to.
So, how's Derpy's parents? I feel like we didn't see them for a long time. I wonder if they're okay during these hard times. I'm so sorry, Derby. What are you going to tell your parents? Where to start even with all that? Is there any Torchwood protocol that forbids to do so? They deserve to say their goodbyes as well.
They're behind the safety barriers with the princesses. They plan on holding their own funeral for him since they couldn't come to the one we had. That has been assisting in the war otherwise. His skills as a necromancer are useful.
Oh, I think it's best for Derby to stay with the parents at the moment, while the others think of how to find Jack.
I can't do that. I need to be here with Torchwood. I need to help the doctor. I'm being useless with my parents.
You don't want the kids to know anything about what's going on?
I've tried to explain the situation as best I can, but the children don't understand the concept and scale of war. Even death is a very new concept for them. They're still trying to process Warden.
Did you ever tell your daughters that Discord is influencing the doctor? If you don't, then it'll cause a misunderstanding.
I told them that he's being controlled by something evil. But I think Dinky believes he's not fighting it enough. She really looked up to him. She wanted to be like him.
Maybe it would be a good idea to try explaining to Sparkler and Dinky what's actually wrong with the doctor. He isn't in control of himself or his actions, and it's important for them to know that.
Just like war. It's a hard concept for them to grasp. I'm sure they'll understand in time. Hopefully when this is all over and everything goes back to normal.
Derby, well, I assume the value of killing Octavia is a fixed point in time. Does that mean Warden may not be?
I don't know, but maybe it's possible. Maybe. Maybe when the timeline is fixed, Warden will be okay. Like none of this happened. I really hope so.
Seeing if the doctor's love should be resparked by the changelings is a great idea. Maybe send Ditzy instead, since she knows when to has friendship with them?
Try to remember the voice. Derby, I'm going to search for Jack with Neo and Twilight. In the meantime, do you think you could go to the changelings and ask for them to help with the doctor? Take TikTok with you for safety.
That's a great idea. They should have love to spare now.
Perhaps it's not wise to run after Jack without a plan. What took him isn't exactly friendly.
Are you certain you have the strength to fight if you need be, Twilight?
I've had enough time to recover my magic now. But I'm not sure if I can keep it that way because I might need to use a lot of energy to cast a tracking spell for Jack.
It is possible to scan for Jack's energies. Is it possible to scan for Jack's energy signature? With his element connection, his immortality, and his vortex manipulator, there must be something there that's detectable.
Oh, there's no need for that. I've taken many scans of him and researched plenty of samples. I can track him by the chaos energy inside him. It's unique to each individual that's infected.
You're a lifesaver, Neo. This might be easier than I thought it would be.
Finding him might be the easiest part, but rescuing will probably be the hardest. Detecting chaos signature, beep boop bop. Northwest, approximately 4 hours at a steady pace. I bet I can fly us there faster and safer. The flight would indeed cut down the time significantly.
Aren't these usually pulled by 2 guards?
I'm stronger than your average god.
Turin, it's time you explained everything. They need to know.
So, when are you going to tell Derpy and Jack that you were actually the master?
Yeah, I don't like all these secrets. Oops.
I
think it's still me. I keep thinking soon, but soon never really comes for some reason.
Well, maybe if you figure out that reason, it will.
Ever the wise one.
Princess of Friendship, remember?
When empathy comes easily, it's harder to take sometimes. Derby has been through so much, it feels like I'd just be piling more on top. And Jack's loyalty is all screwy because of the curse. He might react poorly to feeling lied to. He never really trusted me as a master, but he truly trusts me now as Torin.
Honestly, I think he'd be more mad at how long it took you to tell him, rather than the fact that you lied to him. And
Maybe.
Derpy, I think maybe she feels like she lost her friend, Professor Pace, and she's lost a lot. You should show her that you're still here and you want to be her friend. She's a very forgiving pony. You should know that.
Yes, Derby is kindness after all. If it weren't for her, I would have been fried toast. What would be the best way to tell them? I go over in my head all the scenarios and nothing seems just right.
I think with Jack, you should have someone else tell him, just in case he has a poor reaction from the curse. That, or have someone else there to hold him back. As for Derpy, you just tell her gently to her face and reassure her that you should still share those memories with her.
Things feel like they're coming to a climax here. So I don't think I have a choice but to tell them once we get Jack back.
Be careful, Davy. The changelings might not be so trusting due to a recent encounter they had with an old enemy.
Oh, the doctor's companion, Derpy, right? That's right. You hear about the doctor's love, aren't you? That's obvious, huh? Come, I'll take you to the Queen's. We were expecting you. You were? An old oppressor came to us asking about to aid the doctor, but I banished him from the Fey realm. We assumed if he truly wanted to help the doctor, he'd send someone more suitable to us. Oppressor? I don't think I was sent by any pony like that. He's a friend. At least I'm pretty sure he is. Oberon is very deceptive. He charms and bewitches, then destroys. I'm sure this is all just a coincidence. Anyway, can you help the doctor? We've been growing this special fruit. With any love we have to spare, if he eats the whole thing, he should start feeling like his old self again. It's kept alive by magic, so it won't rot. This is amazing! Funny, I can keep it coming that there's still hope for the doctor.
This feels too easy. Derpy, you and the others have to guard that fruit with your lives. There's no telling what Discord and some other friends could be up to. The doctor might not even trust it.
Don't worry, I keep it in a locked safe in the place here in Kirkwood. But hope fruit, you're the best hope we've got. What's that, Mama? This is what's supposed to let the doctor feel love again. All he has to do is eat it. All he has to do. Psh, as if I'll ever do that. Dinky. I know I have to be careful about it, how it gets to him, but I'm sure he could be convinced. With the right persuasion, he has a lot of friends now who want to help him. Why do you want to help him? He's help him so bad after everything. If you knew him like I did, you'd understand. You haven't known him for very long, so you don't know all the good he's done or who he really is. If you did, you'd know that what he is now isn't him. And he'd never want to be that way. But how can you even bring yourself to look at him? Even if it isn't him, he's still one who did all those things. Because he meant everything to me. And I see now that he needs me more than ever. I have to hope that you girls will get to see the real doctor and not this monster being puppeted by an evil mastermind. Now, please, if you can't believe in him, believe in me. Hmm? You can do it, Mama. I'm sorry, I'll do my best. I wish I had a better place to sit and talk, but this is the best we can do. What's this about? I know you're feeling really angry right now about the doctor meeting that warden. There's a lot going on that you can't control, and it feels like the whole world is falling apart. I just want you to know that I'm here for you, and it's okay to be angry, but don't think that this is all life is. I promise there's so much good in life when it goes to the way it should. Why? Why did it have to be Warden? Why couldn't it have been the doctor? Warden was protecting you from him, and now he's going. Now who's going to do it? I remember you protecting me really well before, and then there's all the friends that we've made here. They're looking out for me too. I know it's hard to see on the outside, but I'm a lot stronger than I was before. I've come a long way, and I won't let the doctor hurt me again. Warden taught me how to kick butt, remember? You promised you promised you'll kick the doctor's butt if he tries to hurt you again? I promise. Everything's so hard. I'm trying to stay strong. It's okay, you don't need to be right now.
So cute. Boop. Back to me now. It put on the TARDIS into low power mode made her revert back to an earlier console room. What does that mean for the other rooms that you've made?
They've been compacted and put in storage space. Everything's still there. I can access certain objects from them. I just can't access the rooms themselves. Doesn't leave a lot to do around here.
Does this mean that the bar is gone?
Yes, not like I was getting much use out of it lately anyway.
Wear an outfit so you don't have to look at your scars, Doctor. You're just running away. That's all it is you do. Remember that.
I hope it didn't take you this long to figure that out.
Have you ever thought about how the curse makes you react to Derpy? Could be a situation similar to the Massive. Discord trying to weaken and destroy that relationship specifically.
Maybe it is the curse, but that fact doesn't stop me from feeling the way I do about her. Take care of her, I told myself, as if there were any chance left to do that after everything I've done to her. It's too late. I failed.
Couldn't you just choose to not blow the bubbles, like, at all? Are fate and destiny that strong of a concept? I know everything else has happened so far, like losing your wings, but the bubble blowing is entirely your choice in the end.
I can choose to delay doing it, but because I saw myself in that moment, I will have to do it eventually, for whatever reason. It's not about destiny. It's about completing the paradox.
He'd have to regenerate for that.
Yeah. Doctor, you did wonderfully with Twilight. You recognized that you were feeling dangerous thoughts and made the choice to step back and let her do what had to be done. It's a huge step, and you should be proud.
It took a lot of willpower to hold back my anger. But once I did, I just felt like giving up and letting her go. If I did anything to hurt her, I know I'd be lost forever.
You're not alone, Doctor. I think as long as one person believes in you, there is still hope. Strength doesn't go away, and you only forget that you have it. As a friend of mine once said, you might be broken, but you're still standing, which shows that you have some fighting spirit left in you.
I'm not sure if what I'm doing right now is fighting. It's more like laying down and just letting things happen instead of trying to fix things.
Have you been continuing to write letters like Patience has suggested? Or has it only been to the Master as of now? It may be worth asking for more paper and pens, if you haven't been giving any. You have the time for It at least.
I'm not in as good of a state as I was when I tried writing letters before. But maybe I could write some vent letters just to get the nasty feelings out. Might do me some good.
Screech, screech, screech. Ah, of course, an abandoned industrial district. A villain cliche if I ever saw one. True. He's not far. I should be able to locate him. Everyone be on guard. The Valyard could have tricks up his sleeves. I'm sure he knows we'd come looking. He's about 50 feet down. We'll have to find the way down there. It seems a good start. That should be easy peasy. And there, I don't detect anyone but Jack in there. Step back! What next? A tank of hungry sharks or a doomsday button? Really torn, falling for the oldest trick in the book. I expected there to be an ingenious trap, not this basic Tyler shite. Oh, I actually clicked off of it. I'm going to be so sure of that. These bars have an enchantment on them to make them stronger and heavier. They also cancel out the magic of anyone trapped in there.
So I just need to disenchant them.
He used the crown horns of enchantment. It seems like pretty powerful stuff.
We'll see just how powerful it is.
Magic.
See? That was nothing.
Well, I'll be damned. Oh, last page too.
Yay, end of page.
No, the next page. Kidding.
No. And